Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome back. So today, I want to take a look at a different pedal, one that's not one that we make. This one's definitely a manufactured one. This is the Soldano. Let me go ahead and flip it around here. I'm gonna try to keep the camera as steady as possible. So this is the Soldano Super Lead Overdrive. Fabulous pedal. You know, the design is really simple. I like simple designs. I don't like anything crazy. 9 volts DC, and then we have the stages there. Okay, I'm about to sneeze here. Wait, hold up, am I? Yes, I am. Okay, hang on. God, you hate that. Okay, so yeah, it has volume, presence, gain. And if you guys want to go take a look at like a video of somebody playing it, I'll probably just throw up a video of somebody else because I don't know. I don't feel like playing it. I'd rather just talk about the construction and if you should go get it, which I absolutely recommend that everybody gets this. You know, this one's a part of my huge collection of Soldanos that I have. I'm like an absolute advocate of their amps. I think I have like every effing Soldano amp that there is. I love them. I mean, Soldano is just a classic sound. It's beautiful, really. I love it. I love the design and everything. Okay, so without going too much into that rabbit hole, let's go ahead and talk about this preamp. So this is modeled off of the Soldano show, I'm pretty sure. And essentially what it is you can have like a tube preamp and you can use modelers and modify the tube preamp with op amps, or in my case you can use what are they? Hang on, let me go grab it right here. Sorry. You can use JFETs. JFETs, like this was one that I did that I was working on. I wasn't really sure if I was going to go through with it or not, but I did a prototype here, right? So this is a preamp, right? And a preamp, you can either use op amps, which will simplify it, or you can use these things right here, which are, I believe those are JFETs, if I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because MOSFETs, they don't really do the best. And then this one was actually modeled after the JCM 800. And this one sounds really good. Although I couldn't really tweak it to get it right, like where I wanted it, you know, to go and whatnot. So this is pretty much just like chilling right now. I mean, I just really just play off of it in my apartment here. So back to this pedal. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the construction about it. And then once again, I'm so sorry about the camera shakiness. I have to get like a stand where I can zoom in and just have it be really nice and crystal clear. So let's go ahead and begin really talking about the knobs, I guess. I like the knobs, they're good. Surprisingly, actually, they have it all pretty lined up pretty well. Let me see there here. Which is hard to do. Yeah, they're all lined up really well. Well, except for maybe this one, the treble one, but that's all right. I mean, they are the, like the snap-on knobs. So it is going to be a little bit more difficult to make it even every single time. You can't that's just, when you're mass producing them, it's so hard to get perfection right. So once again, it's beautiful. And then it has the soft click switch. Okay, so me personally, I've had issues with these clicks. They don't last long. And you can break them relatively easily because if you don't have power running through the pedal or something's off and you're like in a gig or something and you get a little bit frustrated, you can break this shit so easily. And thank God they took the extra level to detach this from the board. So if it breaks, you can just reattach another switch. And I fucking love that. This is why I love this pedal. It's just designed so effing well. Like it is just designed so well. And it the enclosure, I mean, even though it's like the stamped steel, I don't really give a shit if it's stamped steel or not. I know some people are really picky. Like for me, I like to use the aluminum enclosures, right? But some people they just don't care, and I don't care. I'm not one of those nitpicky people that's like, oh man, it's gonna be this. Dude, there's literally like big muffs that are around from like the early 70s that are made on little thin pieces of metal and they're still rocking, you know? So this is just going to do you just fine. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the internals of it. Now we're taking a look at the surface mount componentry. And there's nothing wrong with it, you know? Surface mount components, they sound just as good. With pedals, sometimes they even sound better. And I would argue the fact that in this case, they sound better. So yeah, we have like a switch controller right here, it seems like. What am I looking at here? Yeah. Then we have the button right there, the deep side. Although I don't really care too much about the deep. I feel like that should be like a buffer right there or something. But who knows, whatever. And what else we got going on here? Yeah, we have the pots right there. Which, by the way, really beautiful pots. They use these kind of pots, which is nice. I mean, it's not really that big of a deal. A pot's a pot. I mean, if it breaks or goes bad, you know, it's just nature. Like, there's nothing what you can do. You can only do the best you can do and let it work for the time being. I mean, nobody can really get like a god product. It's so hard. I mean, in guitars, yeah, that's completely different because guitars, I mean, you have to be very picky about components and everything and whatnot. But yeah, so there is one problem though about this pedal that I don't really dig, and it's definitely the bending board right there. Now, if you've worked in computers, like, you know that a bending board is actually fine. There's nothing that's really wrong with a bending board. And I think it has to be that way so that this LED stays down here. You can bend the shit out of a board, it'll be just fine. Although, I don't know, for some people it might get like a little bit annoying. For me, not really. It's not really that big of a deal. It's just the way how it's constructed. And then it has these, I use these ones too, these input jacks. They're pretty good. Clip jacks, although mine have the loop right here on some of them don't. Some of them are like the PCB mount. Really whichever ones I can find, because it seems like everything is sold out now. And then another thing that I don't really dig, and I just have never really digged it, and I say this to myself now, but God, I think I'll change throughout the years. Like, no matter how many pedals I build, I don't like having a surface mounted 9-volt DC thing right there, because it's so easy to break. If you jam shit in there, that is like the biggest point of failure. And because this isn't a 9-volt battery pedal, you are just really relying off of that right there. They should have really done the, that route right there, and then wired it up that way. That way, if something happens or there's like a critical failure, you can replace it and you can change it. And you can actually, even if you wanted to, strap a battery on it. So that's one problem right there. Really not the biggest. I mean, once again, I think it's so structurally intact. This PCB is such a thick PCB that I don't think that you're going to have any problems with it, really. But then again, I could be wrong. So really, that's really like the only cons. There really isn't a whole lot of cons. And we all know it's going to kick ass. It's designed well. I mean, you can just pull up into Guitar Center and just really, let one of these things rip. I really do think that everybody should get one of these. They sound so kick-ass. Just a great overdrive pedal, really. I mean, what more could you ask for? It has all of the knobs and the gadgets there. It has an insane amount of level of gain that sounds absolutely just crazy. Crazy good. So, great pedal. Go get one. If you can go get one, go get one. Throw it onto your board. And, yeah. Okay, now that might bug me, actually. I don't think that's, like, that far off. Oh, man, now they're all bugging me. Okay, you know what? I just gotta move on. Because sometimes that shit drives me crazy. And then I want to talk a little bit more about some of the hand-wired stuff. So the Rockman, I did not do a whole lot of these. I think I only did, like, 50. And I didn't even put them, on the website. But I want to talk about some cons and why I didn't want to continue making these, because I have had issues, and just from historical standpoints, things that I found to be huge flaws in constructions, or in constructions and in designs. Now, first of all, a lot of people, when they do a hand-wired pedal and whatnot, they think, hey, let's go ahead. My God, the focus on this thing just drives me crazy. I'll just zoom in and just talk about it. So they think, hey, let's just pop a hole right there, then we'll stick a tab through and then stick it onto the board. Well, with the stickies, it's actually not that bad, right? But with screws over time, when you do that, you are eventually going to get some wear and tear on that thing. and those holes are going to turn into cracks, and then those cracks are going to open up, and then the board's eventually going to fail. So that's why I wasn't really a big fan of doing a whole ton of these, even though it sounds absolutely, to die for killer tone. Because this is designed off of the damn, Meathead Deluxe. So that was like the design notes that I took it from. But yeah, no, like you put it on there and it shakes and jiggles and shit. It's just not going to be a good time, that's just what it gets down to. It's just not going to be fun. So I only did 50. I mean, they'll probably be expensive one day. I don't know. I'm just trying to. I think that I only have I think I only have 3 left. So I'm trying to get rid of them. Yeah, a decent pedal though. I thought that it was cool, but then somebody told me this one had so many issues right off the bat, and I was like, son of a bitch. Because then somebody told me, they're like, hey, is it based off the Rockman pedal? And I was like, wait, what's the Rockman pedal? And then I Googled it, and I'm like, oh my God. So now people are going to buy this thinking that's a Rockman, and they're going to be like, hey, why isn't it sounding like this pedal? And I'm like, shit, you see, I named it after my dog, or my sister's dog, that we call the Rockman. So, I thought that this was going to be a good one, but then, hey, shit happens. Okay, so yeah, there's that, and then a little bit of component lore. Okay, yeah, so right here, right? So that one, you can do a board like that. You can, although 50 years down the line, I don't think it's really going to be that well. But when you do a board like this and you lay it completely against the sticky and cushion it in there, and then put bubble wrap over the top of it, dude, that will last fucking forever. And it's probably even better than these boards that are connected to everything in some sense, because if something breaks down or, breaks, you can just pop it out and pop it back in and fix it. So, it's pretty neat. Oh yeah, and then if you want to buy these, just go, I have these ones, because these ones are these ones are mine. So if you want them, go get them. Because I'm not doing any more of the ones that I already have done, one of them dealios, because I'm moving on, because really I love the hand-wired aesthetic and all, but we are moving towards the surface mount components, and I'm trying to get out as many of the hand-wired ones as I can, because I really want to have a reference start, much like Electro Harmonics when they started out, because I'm just really into that stuff, and I think that it's cool, for the early people that buy our product, they have a, early whatever, I guess, if that makes sense. Okay. So yeah, no, all in all, great pedal. Go pick one up. The shit sounds great. And yeah, you guys, have a good one. I don't know, I'll probably post a video talking about more tech. I had another channel where I talked about tech, but I just didn't want to upload any more videos to it. So I'll just talk about tech on here for now, and just bore you guys with the component lore to everything. Alright, so that was actually a pretty short video. Not that bad.